Hello, David here, and the project for today is updating my first aid kit. I've had this first aid kit since, I don't know, 1978 or 79, and I've always kept it in my backpack for hiking. That's right, I've been hiking since your grandma was a hottie. And you know something? I'll bet big money that your grandma is still a hottie. I'm going to tell a story, and if you don't have time to listen to a fascinating and exciting story, just fast forward past my clips from the B-roll. I decided to update the first aid kit after I encountered a car accident on my road trip from a month ago. And I was driving across country, and this happened within the first hour of the trip. I was coming up upon a mountain pass. There was a one-car accident. The car was blocking the left lane, and I got there right after the trooper got there. There was no medic there. I pulled off to the side to see if anyone needed any help. There was a fellow there taking pictures with his camera phone, and I asked him if anyone needed help or if there was anyone helping anybody, and he said no, it was a pretty fresh accident. So I ran to my car, got the first aid kit, and I found the driver was kind of dazed and in shock and didn't seem to have any injuries. The passenger, his face was all bloody. What happened was he was reclined in the passenger seat, and he slipped under the seatbelt in the collision, and he cut his forehead. There was a gal who was looking at him before I got there, and I asked her to wipe the blood away so I could see where the blood was coming from. In the meantime, I was unrolling this huge pack of gauze. I was going to wrap his whole head with gauze, and she found a little half-inch cut on his forehead, and she said, "Oh, just get a Band-Aid." I put a Band-Aid on his cut, and it wasn't bleeding profusely, so I think he was going to be okay. I'm sure he had a big, he might have had a concussion, I don't know, but I'm sure he had a sore forehead for a few days after. After about 20 minutes, a medic arrived. Well, there was a civilian who had a safety vest, and he ran down the road to keep the cars from plowing into the collision. So he was trying to get them to slow down and move into the right lane so they could get around the car. In my untutored opinion, I think the airbags probably saved the lives of those people. The car was pretty banged up, and you know, they were walking, so that's a good thing for this modern technology. So what I have in my kit, I decided I need a pair of scissors. I don't have scissors. That's my roll of gauze that I was going to wrap his forehead with. I got Band-Aids, I've got tape. I only had one pair of gloves. I decided I need more gloves, so I added some gloves. Got more tape. I think these are butterfly closures. These are some gauze pads. And I'll show you what I'm adding. Okay, I got these scissors on Amazon. They're not a sponsor. First Aid Only is not a sponsor. They're only $3.50, and you can see they're small enough that they'll fit pretty well into a first aid kit. Since the government's importing a lot of troublemakers into the country, and they're not prosecuting them when they commit crimes, I feel it's very unsafe. When I'm in my house of worship, I'm concerned about getting shot, or my other congregants getting shot. I figure I need to have a first aid kit for gunshot wounds. So I got 2 tourniquets. Those I got on Amazon. I got 2 for $16.52. Made by a company called Soves, S-O-V-E-S. I have 2 chest seals. These are vented chest seals. These are for a wound to the chest to stop the stop the air from leaking out. I guess the air leaks out of the lungs or something, and it's got a vent that lets air out but doesn't let air in. Now, I'm not a medical professional. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know you clean up the blood and then you stick this over the hole. The 2 chest seals were $35.22, made by RHINO Rescue from Communist China. RHINO, R-H-I-N-O. So also when you're using the chest seal, after cleaning the wound and try to dry it, this has a self-adhesive, pressure-sensitive adhesive on it, so you pull the liner off and then you would stick this down over the wound to create a seal. Hope I never have to use it. It'll be a sad day if I do. Take a look at these tourniquets. Each tourniquet comes in a Ziploc bag. This has a windlass. I don't know what they call it, some type of lever. They come in plastic and metal. This one happens to be made out of metal, and I think it's aluminum. Got a place on here to mark the time on which you apply the tourniquet. So on the tourniquet, you put the loose end through the buckle, then you close it off. Of course, this is not going to work on a wound on the torso. It's going to work on a wound on a leg or an arm where it's bleeding profusely. You wrap this around tight around the limb, and then you close this Velcro, and then you take this lever, I'm going to call it a windlass, and you turn it, and as you turn it, it'll keep tightening it. Turn it until the bleeding stops, and then secure it in here. Close it off with the Velcro, and you're only supposed to keep it out for 30 to 60 minutes. So you have to let it go for a while to let blood circulate, but I don't know how long. I'm not an expert. If you keep it out for too long, the tissue can die on the limb, so you got to get to a hospital or a medic right away. Yeah, they call the lever a windlass as well, and they call this end the windlass clip. So I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the chest seal because it's a one-time use only, so I don't want to ruin it. So I'll just keep these in the pack. Of course, I need to get a bigger box for my first aid, and I will be keeping the first aid kit with me all the time, not just in my hiking backpack, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Hopefully I'll never need to use it. It's like a fire extinguisher. You got it, but you don't want to have to be able to use it. It's there if you need it. And that's going to wrap it up. I want to thank you guys and gals for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more great videos from David GPO.